Sphere campaigns. Okay. So is there anybody on here that does not know how or has not yet added all their sphere contacts, that sphere of influence, just everybody in your database, people you know? Is there anyone on here who has not done that yet? Put it in the chat that you have done it, or maybe you've done some, okay? I just want to get a gauge of who's done it, who hasn't done it. Okay, in the midst of doing it, not done it, okay. Some people have done it, great. Okay. Somebody's new to the area, partially done. Okay, Kiki's still waiting for the kvCore to get activated. It does take 7 to 10 days. If you don't see it, you don't get an email, definitely go into eXp World Tech Outpost and ask. Lori's got to upload some lists. Great. Janice had him do it for me. So great. Chris doesn't have them all. All right. So I just want to show you, first of all, because, you know, you have to have people to email, right? What you're going to do is you can go to Lead Engine. I'm in my dashboard now. Okay, so I go to Lead Engine, and then you can click on bulk import, get started. And then what you're able to do here, there's a little how-to video here about importing your contacts into kvCore. But if you have questions, you can schedule a time with a lead configuration specialist. You can just submit a file to kvCore and they'll do it for you. It will take up to 3 or so days for them to do it, but they will do it for you. Now, if you want to do it yourself, you click here, Get Started, and what they're going to do is you can download a template that's going to give you, basically, it's going to give you the columns in which they want the data to show, so first name, last name, email, and in the order they want it, that you have to configure and then upload it to get it to work right. So, I mean, if you're willing to wait 3 days, great, let them handle it. Anyway, so I just want to point out, this is how you get, like, more than, you know, a list, a CSV file uploaded into kvCore is this bulk import tool. And again, you can ask kvCore to do it for you or help you with it. So pretty great. All right. So that's step one, got to have some people. Now, the person that says she's new to the area doesn't know anybody. Your sphere can include people that are out of town and Facebook friends out of town, because your sphere can help you sell real estate anywhere. You could always, if you, let's say you moved here to Grand Rapids, Michigan, where I lived, and you don't know anybody, and you moved from Chicago, Illinois, you still all know all those people in Chicago, and maybe they're going to be moving, or they need a realtor if there's somebody's moving there, and you can refer people and get a 25% referral fee. That's a business, all right? You can also ask people in your sphere of influence who live in a different area than you are in, what other realtors they know, so that you can connect with other realtors and network and possibly engage in a relationship to eventually recruit them, possibly, or just share information. You never know. So that, still put those people in there. So they're still your sphere. Maybe give them a special tag that they're out of town or something, just so you can separate your out of town sphere from your, you know, local sphere or something like that. Anyway, okay. Now in one of my videos, if you want to understand more about hashtags and such, one of my videos, several of my videos do this, but basically I'm just going to point it out right now. Under Smart CRM, you can assign a hashtag to anybody. This person, City of Detroit, I don't know who it is, came in with a hashtag of potential seller, because whatever squeeze page I ran on Google, maybe, whatever squeeze page I ran, I just had the hashtag potential seller. It's probably a very general squeeze page I created a long time ago, but I'm still getting leads from squeeze pages. I'm getting much better with my hashtags now, being more specific. But anyway, you can assign a hashtag to somebody, and that way you can either mass text somebody with that hashtag, you can automatically assign a campaign to somebody with that hashtag. We'll probably end up talking more about that soon here in a minute, but anyway, let me talk to you about the Sphere campaign. A lot of people ask, what do I do with my Sphere on here? And there's something super simple. If you're brand new and you haven't done anything with your kvCore yet, you should know this too. I want you to make sure your campaigns are turned on. And there's already campaigns in here for you. So what you're gonna do, I'm in mine, so it's gonna look a little more messy and confusing years and years because I have a lot of stuff in here. But you're gonna click on Marketing Autopilot, and you're gonna go to Start a Campaign. I wish it didn't say Start a Campaign, but because you're not starting a campaign yet. You're just looking in your campaign section. All right, there's two tabs up here. You've got Campaign Library, and we've got Templates. The templates are things like emails, tasks, SMS texts, those kinds of things. Let's see, what else do we have here? A call template, a webhook. We're not going to talk about that tonight. So anyway, so there's these templates. Those don't do anything unless they're in a campaign. So what you do is you have a campaign here, and what you've got is kvCore library campaign and then your own library. So it should say for everybody. I've heard there's a few stragglers out there that don't have anything. So if you are somebody that does not have any system campaigns, you should have 22. If you're somebody who doesn't, I would challenge you to use this little chat box right here and click on Start a Conversation, New Conversation, and say, hey, I don't have any system campaigns in my kvCore library and I want them, and see if they can add them for you, okay? So, but I've never come across it. I just heard somebody tell me once they didn't have any, but it's possible. So anyway, what you're gonna do here under System Campaigns is you're gonna see this drop down, and I want you, if you don't have any campaigns at all right now, I want you to download the Conversion Default Seller Campaign. It's just 7 emails. And then the Default Conversion Buyer Campaign. It's just 6 emails. So very low pressure email campaigns, basically. And you're just gonna click on Add to My Library. You're gonna click on each one and add them to your library. I'm not gonna do that right now because I've already done it. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna make sure the blue toggle, it shows that it's on. So these here that are just grayed out, they're off. These are not on, but the ones, so you're gonna make sure they're activated and on. So that's, just do that much and make sure you have campaigns turned on for a new seller lead or a new buyer lead. At least have that much, okay? But what we're gonna do right now is we are going to access the Sphere campaign. So I'm just gonna type in, actually, I am going to see if it's up here in my system campaign. So I went to kvCore library, system campaign, and I'm gonna type in Sphere here. All right, so I've got a default renter sphere and a default homeowner sphere. So these are, you don't have to worry about this too much. I just use the default homeowner sphere. You can do this however you like, but right now we're gonna concentrate on this homeowner sphere, and I'm gonna click Add to My Library, okay? So it says campaign added. I'm gonna look at it. So I'm gonna type in Sphere here to search for it. There it is. And I'm gonna open it. All right. So from here, I can edit this, I can clone it, I can remove it. So some campaigns in the kvCore library, you have to actually clone. You can't just add them to your library. This one, I can just add to my library, and now I can modify this the way I want to, all right? Because it's saying edit, so I can. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to edit this. And this campaign is going to start when the status is Sphere. So I'm just going to leave that like it is. Next. Campaign is designed for, in this case, you just put all. And I am going to just rename this Sphere Campaign for homeowners. Okay. And I'll leave the default for leads whose status is sphere. Yeah, I'll leave that there. And I'll put, so the always run and the don't always run. I'm not going to cover that right now. I want to point you to the video in my top 5 training videos, the first playlist I told you about. I want to point you to that last video, how to make campaigns work correctly in kvCore. And that particular video is going to tell you exactly about how campaign logic works and how to make sure campaigns are running when you want them to and not when you don't, and how to make sure 2 different campaigns aren't running simultaneously at the same time, okay? For now, I'm gonna just leave this the way it is and update the campaign. It's not active yet. All right. So next, I can see what's here. There are 990 days worth of tasks. So some are calls, some are emails, some are texts. So this is great. I mean, you want to have, if you have nothing going on for your sphere, you want to have something. So this is a great start. And it's pretty, you know, it's very low pressure, and I like that too, because you shouldn't really be doing too high pressure unless you know what you're doing and you're doing it for a purpose. If you're just running something automatically and you're not really using this thing yet, I think you should stay with low pressure things till you have a good handle on what the heck this thing's doing. All right. So the first thing I want to show you is you can see all these different campaign actions. These are really just templates. So this first one, I'm just going to click on edit so I can see what the heck this is. Okay, it's a check-in email. And it says, hey, first name. This little guy here is called a merge tag. And it's just what it's going to do is whatever the person's first name is that you have in the Smart CRM, it's going to fill in their name for you automatically. It says, I've been showing a few homes in your area and thought of you. I have a market report that I send out monthly. It's a nice way to stay in touch, blah, blah, blah. So good, fine, great. Somebody's got something to say. So do you start your entire sphere at the same time? Then on day 180, you get a task notification to, that is a great point. So here's what I'm gonna suggest, and we're gonna get there. It has to do with the hashtags, and it has to do with why I just left the campaign as it was. I'm going to edit it in a little bit, but that is a fantastic point, because yes, you don't want to have to call, you know, your 300 people in your database in one day. That's an excellent point. You could do a couple things with that, and I just want to write this down. So yes, hang on. So 180. I'm just writing this down so I can respond to it when I get there. And changing what's in the template. Yeah. Template. Okay. So all right. So the one question about if we start the campaign out once for the sphere and having the task to call every single person on one day, how do we deal with that? I'm going to cover that. And then the other one, what can we change what's in the template? Yes. So yes. So the first thing that I want to do actually is this email, this first email, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. But I'm actually going to change my very first email. I think this one, you know, it's a little disingenuous, you know, because I haven't been showing homes in their area. I have no idea if I've been showing homes in their area, you know, especially, you know, I just don't know. And I just, you know, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this. I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to show you how I do that. So I'm going to click this off, and I'm going to go here to templates. Now, instead of changing that template, which I could do, Let's say I wanted to find it. Sphere check-in. Here it is. If I want to clone, I could clone this email. I could clone it. I can't edit it. I can clone it, and then I can edit it. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make a whole new template. So I'm going to create a whole new email template, and I have the copy here somewhere. All right. So I made this one. And I'm just going to paste it in here. So it says, hey, first name, I hope all is well with you. I have a housing market report that I send out monthly. It's a nice way to stay in touch with people in my network and give them a few of the real estate happenings in their area. I'll plan to include you so you can keep on the top of the market. Sorry. As always, let me know if you have questions or just want to chat. And then I have links to my website. I could make these squeeze pages where I say this is coming from my Sphere email, but I did not do that in this case. I don't really care. I just put my link to search homes from my kvCore website, and I linked it, and my link for instant home value. One thing that I want to tell you too, I've got my agent signature here, and the way that I add that is I go to insert, tag, agent, and then agent signature, and then I add that. So whatever signature you have in your kvCore profile, that's what's going to show up. All right. So paragraph. I just have to fix this up because I copied it from my notes, and whenever I do that, I have to fix things. All right. And now I'm going to leave it that and add the template. Actually, do I have to name it first? I don't think I named it. Oh, so I'm going to say Sphere. I'm going to call this Sphere intro email. And I'm going to say, let's see, what do I want to say for my subject? I had a good subject line. I'm going to say, I've been thinking about you. That's what I'm going to do. With the exclamation point. Actually, no, I'm going to do smiley faces. People love smiley faces. They really do. They respond well to smiley faces. All right, I've been thinking about you, smiley face. And I'm going to add the template. And I am also going to take this copy and I'm going to put it in the chat so you can have it too. All right, so I added the template. Let me respond to these chats. How do you get your, okay. All right. Karen, why would I clone it? If let's say I liked most of the copy that was in that particular email and I liked it fine, and I just wanted to make a copy of it, that's cloning it, make a copy of it, and then modify it and rename it the way I want to. Okay, that's something you could do. Or you can just create a new one. So when you clone it, you're just making a copy so that you can modify it how you want to and then naming it something new. So now I'm going back to my campaign library, and I am going to search for my campaign. Searching Sphere campaign for homeowners. There it is. And then I'm going to add an action. I'm going to add my email here. So I clicked email, and now I'm going to search for my template. I type Sphere intro email. That's what I named it. So there it is. And I'm just going to check it, make sure it looks good. I like it. And I'm just going to name it, give it the same name, Sphere intro email. And I could run immediately. I could click run immediately, and that way, as soon as I tag them with the Sphere status, then the campaign would start automatically. Or, and this is something that I like to do with a lot of my campaigns, is I like to do it in one day, meaning it's going to happen the next day. One reason I like to do that is because right now the way kvCore is when things run automatically, you're not going to see it that it happened on that day. You're not going to see that it happened. You're only going to see what happened yesterday, and you're going to see what's going to happen tomorrow and in the future. So I like to put one day just so I want to see it. I want to know that it worked. And so it's just my little weird quirk. I know when I select run immediately, it happens, it works, I've tested it. It's just me. Okay, so you can do whatever you want. If you want it to run immediately, great. What I'm going to do here, though, I am going to this first checking an email. I'm going to delete that one because that's I basically replaced it with my Sphere intro email. This day 0 thing, let's look at that. Oh, it's creating a task. So this is what I like to do for this task, is I like to say set up market report. So this is, and I'm going to leave that for day 0. I wonder if it's going to let me do that. Maybe it will. No, it doesn't let me do that. I have to do run immediately. Okay. I have to do run immediately. So set up market report. Let me show you what I mean by setting up a market report, because some of you don't know. I'm going to go to my Smart CRM. And let's say I have a Sphere person in here. Well, let's see, Sphere. I think I've already set these up, but I don't have it like that. Okay, I'm going to have to search by filter by status, Sphere, apply. I don't have a ton of my Sphere in here, just some. All right. So let's say for Denise Durkee, I wanted to set her up on a market report. She is in my Sphere, and oh boy, I need a mouse. Hang on, hold please. I don't have a mouse and it's driving me nuts. So more details. I'm pretty sure I have her address in here. Do I? Oh, I do. So what I'm gonna do is her zip is 49508. So what I'm going to do for Denise is I am going to add a market report for 49508. And of course that one doesn't want to pop up, does it? I wonder why. Oh, there it is. That's weird. Okay, fine. There it is. All right, and now I can send the report every 28 days, 21 days, 14 days, or 7 days. I'm going to send it every 28 days, and now she's going to get a market report. So there, I completed that task for that Sphere person, okay? Isn't that fun? All right. That leads me to answer the next question about all the tasks at once. So that is a great, so for some of you, and I'm going to, there's a question, I'm going to answer it, so hang on. For some of you, it will work to just say, okay, when I set this person's status to Sphere, I want this to automatically start. Because some of you will just add in a few people at a time. But others of you who have entire databases that you're uploading and you're going to start, you might not want all of those to start at once, like that person suggested, because yes, then you're going to have to do 100 million things for a bunch of people in one day, and that is too much to ask. So let's discuss that. So I'm very detailed, as you can tell, and so I'm sorry about that. So let's talk about campaign logic for a minute. So I'm going to go to here to edit the Sphere campaign. And so here's here's where it says, when the status is Sphere, that's when I want this to start, this campaign to start, okay? So there's a couple things to remember. This particular campaign is going to be geared towards people who own homes. There's another campaign in here already that I could add that's geared towards people who rent. I chose the one that is geared towards people who own homes because I don't have, oops, somebody dropped something upstairs. All right, resume recording. Okay. Anyway, so there's two different, several different types of sphere campaigns you might have. You might even have an out-of-town one. I don't know. So here's, for those of you who are going to just add in your sphere, here and there, this might work. As soon as you choose that person's status to be sphere, then this can start. Or we can do it differently. This could work. So let's say, you know what? Instead of, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find all of my people that are sphere, and I'm going to assign them a hashtag. And I'm going to do 10 a day. I'm going to do 10 a day. So let's say the hashtag is going to be sphere homeowner. Okay? So maybe I have a sphere renter, or maybe I have local sphere, or maybe I have out of town sphere. Those are some different ideas of hashtags you could do. It depends on how extreme you want to get with this. Some people, rate their sphere. They're like, okay, these are my ambassadors. These are my these are like my top 20 ambassadors who are going to promote me all the time and refer me all the time. You might give a hashtag for that, for, your sphere. There was, maybe these are my champions. They're like family and friends, and they refer, one or two people to me a year, but, whatever. And then, and then there's these people who might not refer you yet. You're still developing a relationship. And then, the rest of them you don't even want on your, you don't even hardly know those people. You don't even want them. So anyway, there's all different, you can add several types of hashtags. But what we want to do with this particular campaign is we wanted to start, I add sphere homeowner as the tag, as the hashtag. And so I could go through and just do, add 10 at a time. So maybe once a day, add 10 more. So if I have a lot, that would be a little commitment and a project, but it is one way to handle that problem of not having, 200 phone calls to make in one day. All right. So I am just going to put in this description, activates when hashtag is assigned sphere homeowner. Okay. Now here's the trick about campaign logic, and this goes back to what I was talking about. Please watch my video on how to make campaigns work correctly. In this case, I'm going to say yes, always run. This means anytime I have sphere homeowner added as a tag, this campaign will automatically run. And yes, that's what I want in this particular case, but there's so much more to that. So please watch my video. All right. So there's that. Okay, I'm gonna get to some of these questions before I move on. Can you set a time? I've heard kvCore sometimes sends emails and texts out at 4 a.m. I have heard that too. It's never happened to me. And the only way that I think it could happen is if you set this up. Like if you set it up to start at 4 a.m. today, then it'll go, at 4 a.m. in the future. That's what I think. So I think whenever you activate the campaign, then it will kind of follow suit. So yes, if anybody else has anything to say about that, let me know. But I have not had that happen to me, although I've heard some horror stories too. I would encourage you also, actually, we'll go ahead and see what time is it. It's 8, they're not there anymore. Maybe they are. We'll start a new conversation. We'll see if anybody answers me while I'm talking, but I think it's after 8 Eastern time. I don't think they're in there anymore, but we'll give it a shot. Is there any danger of my campaigns running in the middle of the night? So one thing I know about this is it depends on what your state broker sets. So like in Michigan, I think it's set that that my office hours are like between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. And I think emails, automatic emails and such can only go out between those times. That's what I think. And I think it's by state. So, all right. Here, Carrie, so you said it won't double up for the previously sent Sphere email. That is such a great question. So let's say you have this campaign that we just created, Sphere campaign for homeowners, okay? And we set it to always run. And it's always, and the other thing about it is it is set for all people, okay? It's set for everybody, all. And it's going to activate when this hashtag is assigned, okay? So this particular campaign is never going to run over another campaign unless it's got Sphere Homeowner. In fact, when you ask kvCore to upload your contacts, make sure they upload them as Sphere so that nothing happens until you decide. Because if they upload them as new leads, then the new buyer campaign will start whether they're a buyer or not, okay? All right. So let me see if I've answered everybody's questions so far. All right, I just want to finish looking at this Sphere campaign. You can continue to go through the templates and see, you know, if you like them, if there's anything that you want to change. But the rest of them are they're pretty good. I mean, they're really just, it's soft, a soft touch. I meant within the same thing as, okay, you meant within the same campaign with the same hashtag. So the only stuff that's gonna run is what you see here. So what I did is I deleted that first campaign email. So that's out of here, and I added my own custom email that I showed you because I wanted I wanted mine to go instead. That just is a little more personable and not so, what I mean is it's not so disingenuous because I don't know that I drove by their house to show houses. I just don't want to be like that. So anyway, so that's what, and then I set up the market report and then they're good to go and I can just let it go. And then it's going to give me tasks to call. I can also go through here and see these different tasks. So this one says create a task. Like maybe I want to say mail them something or mail them a handwritten note card or whatever. Maybe I want to change that. And let's do that because that is something I would do. I'll do this right now. So I can do the task. Oh, that's a call, sorry. So whenever it's a task, that's what I can change. I'm going to say send handwritten note card. Okay. All right. Look at that. There. And then I changed that task. Okay. Let's do this. All right. I'm ready. I am ready to do this. So I'm going to go to my people that I have in here in my Smart CRM. And I am going to filter. I'm going to filter my Sphere. Okay, I'm going to apply that filter. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select these first 10. I already did Denise, so I'm not going to do her again. 1, 2, 3. Let's pretend this is 10. I don't know. All right. I'm just gonna do my first 10, and let's see if I can add a hashtag to those 10 people. Oh, 9 contacts selected, good enough. And now I'm gonna add those hashtags, Sphere Homeowner. Okay, and I'm gonna update the tags. Let's see if this works. All right, and let's see, oh, the hashtags have been added. And let's see now if I can, I just hit refresh. Okay, cross your fingers that this works, you guys. Whee! It's fun. Okay. All right, so good and bad news. Sphere Homeowner hashtag was added, but my campaign did not add. So this is the fun part. Hang on. What did I do wrong? So, good times. Oh, I know. You know what I did wrong? I'll tell you right now, I didn't activate the campaign. I think that's it. I didn't activate it yet. Dang it. Well, that's the reason. All right, let's see if just me making this campaign active fixes it, or if I have to go back again. We shall see. Isn't it fun to be me? It really is. All right. And we're gonna filter, and we're gonna go sphere, we're gonna apply the filters, and we're gonna see. Okay, didn't work, so I'm gonna redo it. So I am gonna find all the people that have the hashtag Sphere Homeowner. All right, that's them. And I am going to, can I remove a hashtag? No, I'm gonna add the campaign. Sphere campaign for homeowners. I'm gonna add the campaign. All right, so campaign's been added. Okay, the campaign's now added. And then I can see future touch points, and I can see that the first one's gonna go out. So that's nice. Okay, now let's find some more that I haven't done yet, so we can see if it works this time. So filters applied. I do see that question. Hang on here. We'll try Gary Gager. All right, we're going to do this for Gary Gager. I am going to choose, I think Michelle is the last one. So Jennifer, no, we're not going to do Jennifer for a variety of reasons. We're going to choose these guys. All right. So I selected those, and I'm going to say add a hashtag. I don't want to do too many, right? Because I don't want to have that many things to do tomorrow. So Sphere Homeowner is the hashtag I'm going to add. Okay. All right, wish me luck. Wish me luck that this works. Oh boy. Okay, this time it should work because I made the campaign active, right? Yes, it's gonna work, I know it. Okay. And let's see, Lindsay was one of them. And it worked, campaign. Campaign is working, yay, yay, okay, I did it. Okay, all right, all right, if you give each contact multiple hashtags, then you could give one person getting more. Yes, you absolutely could. So it depends. Do you have, so let's say I have a hashtag assigned that, you know, that this person, this new lead that comes in is for, or new contact that comes in is gonna get this hashtag. But then if I want to also assign them a new campaign activated by hashtag, I could also add that hashtag. And yes, they could feasibly get a different type of campaign. Typically the way that this is going to work, except for like, so if you put agents in here, so I have an agent attraction campaign, for example. It's just 5 emails, and they go out after I've presented the EXP model to somebody. And the way that that campaign gets activated is when I give them the hashtag of agent attraction, then the campaign starts. Now, what if that same realtor came to an education event that I put on about, you know, I had one last month about referrals for a living, and I put them on a campaign to get updates about other education events. They could feasibly be on 2 different campaigns, and that is perfectly fine. You just don't want the same campaign running at the same time. For example, I have a Facebook buyer campaign that is really super similar to the regular default campaign, buyer campaign. The only thing that's different is a couple of emails, and I just don't want them to run at the same time. So again, if you watch my how to make campaigns run correctly, I will show you how to prevent that from happening. Okay, so anyway, that's how you can do a sphere campaign. All right. And the next thing, so what I'm going to do tonight when I'm all done with this is I'm going to go to those people in my sphere, and I'm going to make sure they're on a market report, because that's in the tasks. But it'll come up on my tasks, but I have to go to kvCore and see what my new tasks are. And guess what? I'm 53 tasks behind. I learned this today. Frank Barber, I think he's on here. He was saying, you know, the tasks only last for 7 days, and then kvCore completes them for you. And I want to clarify that what happens when you have tasks is if you don't do anything with them, they're just going to delete. They're just going to go away. They're not going to get completed. Nothing's going to happen. Any tasks that are set up for you to do, like I'm set up to call these people, nothing is going to happen. These tasks are just going to go away if you don't do them in 7 days. And I did clarify that with kvCore support. They don't get completed. They don't get done. Automatic tasks that, like, for example, that are set up, like move this task to sphere. So let's say you have a lead campaign going on and you have a new lead that you're working. And then if nothing happens with that campaign, and the campaign just ends, some of these campaigns are set so that they will automatically be moved to your sphere. So that is a status change that will automatically happen. But any tasks that you have set for yourself, like I'm going to make this call, or it's been assigned to you, kvCore saying you need to call this person, or, you know, I'm going to write a note card. The campaign's obviously not going to get complete, and it should not show as complete inside the person's lead. Like it's not going to show that it's complete unless you actually did it and you add the note that you did it, or you know, do whatever. So for example, if I go here and I go to do this, I can click on call now or log the call and put a note and then say I did it, and then it will show that I did it. If you want to snooze any of these, I can snooze this, but it's just going to get snoozed to the very next business day. Otherwise, any tasks that you don't do after 7 days, after the task is 7 days old, it just goes away and disappears, you guys. That's how this CRM works at this time in our lives. Okay?